Pump it up.
Hi, so this video is going to show you how I constructed my PEX arches that I'm using up at the top of my roof. There is another video. These are kind of based off of the idea of Johnson Family Light Show, which he actually has a video posted on YouTube as well. So I'll put that down below in the subject because everything kind of follows his, but I did something a little bit different. Just a few things. He uses HDPE piping, which is a little bit more translucent, but in reality, when I kind of put them side by side, I couldn't tell much of a difference. You know, unless they're sitting right next to each other, which isn't going to be the case. The HDPE isn't available anywhere in my area, and it was incredibly expensive to ship. So I instead chose to use 1-inch PEX piping, which worked out pretty good. It comes in a coil, so that was the only thing I had to play with a little bit, was getting the coil kind of straightened out and whatnot. There was markings on the pipe itself, but a little bit of acetone takes that right off, and you're left with a perfectly clean piece of 1-inch PEX pipe. So I'll show you a couple of the components of it, and then ultimately show you how I kind of feed the lights through. It's pretty simple from there. So first I'll show you the lights that I use inside the pixel strips. So these are 2811 pixel strips. So you can see that each series of 3 LED lights is 1 pixel. You see there's one IC chip right there. So there's 3 of these. There's 60 per meter, which gives us a really dense look, which really helps for not only the brightness, but also for some of the effects that I use. You'll see here is one that I have actually ready to go and to go inside the pixel strip. So I ended up using 77 pixels out of the entire strip, about 12.5 feet. So you'll see here I've soldered on a power lead on one end, and then a power injection on the back end, because it is a little bit too long that it does start to yellow at the end of the run. So I'll inject it from the back side, which will still give me that nice bright consistent look all the way throughout. You'll see here I did want a little bit of strain relief because I will be pulling on these at times and I don't want to pull on the wires. So here I just used a zip tie right here to actually tie into the shield, and then zip tied all those on there, so it's actually pulling on the zip tie itself, not on the actual components on the board that are soldered together. So a little bit about what I did there. I'll show you the base. This is the base here. So obviously with this pipe it does bend, so it wants to go out. So the whole length of this is just 1/2-inch EMT conduit that I just hammered flat over here. These are 1 1/4 inch pipe fasteners, basically, that I just bent around the pipe and then put on there with a nut and a lock washer, just to keep everything nice and rigid and set. For the bottom piece, now yours might differ a little bit just depending on what you have, but for the bottom piece, a couple different things. So I've got a 1/2-inch just black galvanized floor flange, and then a 1/2-inch nipple that'll go inside. So you'll see once I'm done, this goes in here. So this forms the base. The nice thing about this, you can put in grass, you can throw a couple tent stakes in there. I'm actually going to put mine on the roof, so I actually have a wooden platform that this will sit on and then mount to. So it's pretty versatile regardless of which way you want to do it. And then I also used just some hose clamps. So basically what will end up happening is this piece right here will go on the end, and then the lights will feed through it. So I'll go ahead and start feeding the lights through now and just show you real quick how I do that. So when you're feeding the lights through, nothing really special about it, except for, you'll notice how all the light is at the top. You want to make sure that the back of the board is flush against the inside curve. That way, if these lights end up pressing up against the outside, you can see each individual light. You want to see the glow, not the light, which is also why you need to be able to put some tension on this. So to start, just be very careful, make sure that it doesn't twist on you. But very simple, just start feeding it down the tube. For the last step, we just slide our floor flange in place. So you can see I've put the 1/2-inch nipple on there and in my hose clamp. This right here, it is a little bit tight, but it does just fit in through there. You might want to double check on your own before you try to do it. But as simple as that. That goes in there. You can give this some nice attention here. So like I said, from here you can mount this kind of however you want to. I'll clamp this on here just for some added security. But that's all there is to it.